postponed to a later date. This rescheduling is due to the need for further and broader consultations with all relevant stakeholders. A new date and venue for the session will be communicated in due course. We regret any inconvenience this may cause and appreciate your understanding. All right. Here is the reps postponing session on tax bill indefinitely. About 4 tax bills have been postponed indefinitely. I'd like to get your thoughts on that as well.
If you get to the sense of what I said about Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
yes.
He's a politician and he ran Lagos just like the other leg of what we discussed.
All right.
The developmental strides we are seeing in Lagos now, we will say that Tinubu is the father of the modern day Lagos state. There's a sense to that. Then you also recall that if you now put Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the federal government of Nigeria, he will run the country trying to improve our tax base, because Nigerians don't pay tax, only civil servants and politicians, and especially politicians when they want to go for an elective office, they will go to the tax office and pay their taxes and backdate it. We have had such reports and it's very glaring. So because hence the federal government do not or the Nigerian citizens do not see commensurate developmental efforts or infrastructures put on ground or their welfare being catered for, given the natural resources and the quantum of money that you have in Nigeria. The citizens, you understand there was a time people don't believe in paying tax. That even the local governments and the state will use force in extracting money from shop owners and market women and men. But it is only the civil servants, because their own are deducted before they will be paid. Then when politics became a roadshow in Nigeria, everybody now understood that there is money in politics. So when they want to go for an elective office, they will now go to pay their backlog of tax, and they will be given the receipt for them to showcase. So if the Nigerian state has decided to elect a Bola Ahmed Tinubu who thrives in tax payments, we should expect this. It should not be a thing of surprise, because Bola Ahmed Tinubu understands what taxation means and how to generate more money from within. He practiced it in Lagos, it worked. So for the House of Reps to come and say that they are postponing it, while in the Senate, the red part of the House has passed it for second reading, I don't see that. I don't see to the extent that the House of Reps will slow down what the senators are doing. Bola Ahmed Tinubu has pressed his button. He has already gone far in the promulgation of that particular bill, and believe you me, it will see the light of the day, whether they like it or not. Remember that this same tax bill came up during the Muhammadu Buhari's administration, when they were saying, to the extent that the northern Muslim that is more in the Muslim population say that they don't consume alcohol, and alcohol is being produced, and let us say that people in the south consume it. And then there is no sense to, when you say something you don't eat, then I now make money out of it and you're sharing the money. That has been the debate. Let them tell themselves the truth. This thing came on during the Muhammad Buhari's administration. And what was the crux of the matter? Let us say that they drink alcohol in the south, and then the monies that are accruable from that particular consumption, they not want to share from it. And they are now saying that let us prioritize what you consume. It's also to the sense of what you get. Okay, what about the gold that is being mined in Zamfara State? Who shares the money? Is it part of the of the federal allocations.
Well, this brings me to my next question.
Yeah, so this is it.
The president passes about 4 bills, right? We have the Nigerian Tax Bill 2024. We have the Tax Administration Bill, the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishments Bill, and the Joint Revenue Board Establishments Bill. All right, for the president, I would like to really get your thoughts on this, because this is really disturbing. For the president to pass these bills, don't you think that there must have been some sort of, development in the country, or some things that he has set in place that would enable, that would enhance the nation, the people in the nations, to adhere to this bill or pay their tax bills if necessary?
You see, that is where
because you cannot just pass the bill to the Senate without having done anything for probably the people who are going to be paying the tax.
There should be a robust economy. There should
That's my point. So,
yes, there should be a robust economy. There should also be.
So you are saying there should be, but what has been done? Because
that's where I'm
think
coming.
of that
That's
before
where I'm
passing
coming.
the bill.
Yes,
so,
that is a mistake that the president and his handlers are making.
Okay.
You remember that he hastily said the subsidy is gone, without even understanding the nitty-gritties of what the subsidies are all about. There's a sense you hear a story, and the sense you are experiencing it. You understand? A lot of things, when we did communication, a lot of things are lost in recommunicating. You understand? So that's why you hear that people say there is a direct speech, there is indirect speech. So when somebody says A, and somebody is going to tell somebody A, there's a sense to where the sound are not even the same. The understanding of why Mr. Ugochukwu said A is not the same understanding that Victor will hear from Mr. C, that Ugochukwu said A. So he should have taken his time, assume office, look at the templates, look at even the cabals, look at even what is being, the money that is being used to import. How much are they buying? How much is the landing cost? How can we, how can we reduce the expenditure of the landing costs? Okay, look at from mother vessel to the sister vessel and all that. How do we reduce it? And those tank farms, those owners of the tank farm, how much are they charging? Can we call them to a round table meeting? Can we have a sense to which we begin to reduce those costs? He didn't do that. So this is where he shot himself on the foot. And he has been battling with it today. And he has not remedied it. Look at now. They are priding themselves that the Port Harcourt refinery has come back on stream. But it is a blended fuel. It is not refining. It is also the accusation that we have from mortar. It is also not a pure fuel that we are getting. It is also there is a sense to which it causes damages to the engine of vehicles. So these are what we are not prioritizing. And this is also a Dangote refinery that came on stream that everybody was applauding. It came into on stream, it came into life, and the Nigerian government was trying to vilify it and name it and to call it a bad name. So how do you want the economy to rebuff? So this is where we are saying the SMEs, the government should prioritize giving money to SMEs, to giving money to level playing ground. All those companies that are packed up because of the monies they spend, just like ATM now, the monies they are making is being recharged back in running diesel engine from morning till night. To which sense have our public power supply improved? To which extent Nigerians can say we are saving a little? Anything you save as a medium enterprise now goes back to buying diesel. And how many people can sustain that? So the government has to prioritize this in order to make people feel happy in paying tax, because tax will help the Nigerian state to reduce borrowing. Victor, the truth is that paying of tax will reduce the extent that we borrow. We begin to reduce our debt profile. But how do we get to that? Is to make sure that the economy is friendly. The economy has a human face. The economy has the heart of a mother to the citizenry, so that when we are paying this, we are paying it seamlessly, and let the money that will be paid also recycle within the Nigerian economy in order to improve our standard of living. That is the only thing. But if you are only turning out paying of tax, paying of this, and the people are seeing it as a sense that is going to stifle them the more, that is where those questions come in. That is where people are crying. But it is not that paying of tax is a bad thing. If you go to other countries, even they will not come to ask you. At least I've stayed in overseas where if you are owing, if you have not paid your water rent or your house rent, they have a way that they switch off the master's bedroom water tap. You start going to the kitchen to fetch. You start going to the general bedroom to go and fetch water. They are reminding you that your money is due. Even they have the sense that they can switch off one bulb. So why can't we have it in Nigeria? So that they remind you that it is time for you to pay. You cannot run away from it. You cannot run away from even the gas you're using in your kitchen because it's been piped.
Well, I quite get your thoughts on when you said paying of tax, how it's going to help in curtailing the debt profile we face here in Nigeria.
So that we stop borrowing.
Yes. Do you think that is that's the major reason why the 36 states governors, have called for the withdrawal of the tax bill to allow room for more consultation?
I agree with them, quite frankly, because all these tax are going to have a negative multiplying effect on their citizens. You understand? It's going to have a multiplying effect negatively on their citizens. Look at now, Christmas is coming. What will happen? One big man will come home. You see the sense to the whole community will empty themselves in the big man's house with one problem or the other. Is it that they are not going to? People's petty businesses are crumbling. People are sliding into abject poverty by the second. People that could afford something to eat. Look at in my area now, for the past 3 days, I don't have public power supply. This is not the clothes I want to wear for this show today. Because today is first Sunday of the month. Today is the last first Sunday in the months of the year 2024. And today is also, I should have a sense of a dress code. But because I cannot iron it, I can go to the dry cleaner, my clothes that I've washed, Victor, take it to the nearby dry cleaner to iron for you. Only ironing is 1,500. So where do I get the money? Where do I get it? Because my pocket is not smiling. I mean, now if the person is to wash it for you and iron it, check how much the person is going to charge you. Because the fuel that they are telling us is the sense that even the federal government is selling more than a private owner.
All right.
Is it a country that we can sit back and begin to smile?
All right. I'm sorry. I'll have to cut you at this point. I will go for a short break. When we come back, we'll take on more of the stories. Just stay with
On the sea, I will place economic stability and confidence. To conduct this act, I thought that putting up the lead of this minister and I've always said there are two sets of people, the oppressors and the oppressed, and in between are the coward and the hypocrites. Which are you?
No matter how tough the challenge, how high the obstacles, we always overcome.
What Nigerians believe now is not about the company. Who can come and salvage us from where we are?
from the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains. Through the Sahara, we bring on-the-spot news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
Representing people. Mr. President, my people are on the sea.
Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Open Air on Atlantic Television Network. And joining me is Ugochukwu Ifeanyi, a political analyst, joining me today. All right, so before we went on a short break, Mr. Ugochukwu, we're talking about the tax reform bill.
Yes. When we also look at another leg to it.
All right.
Like I've told you, the benefit will be the reduction of our debt profile, and also it will cut short our borrowing because there will be more. The economy will be more revived, and we'll have a lot of money. And again, it might bring us to that. You remember what the Muhammadu Buhari administration did? The one they paid through the central body, you know, where all monies are paid through one channel. That is, maybe you go to the bank, you pay, and the government receives the money. There are no kickbacks and capital flights from all these governmental agencies. And this particular bill, if passed, what I understood is that there is a sense to which it will reduce multiple taxations.
Okay.
So not everybody put your own, or maybe all different companies and all that. The VAT rate will be streamlined. The payment will be streamlined. So nobody, no state, no company, no individual has the right now to put in their own taxation in those particular goods and areas that the federal government want to prioritize it. So there is a sense to where it will make for uniformity, it will make for seamless payment and the one-stop shot payment. So, but why the Northerners or maybe many states are against it are those states are not viable because of the VAT rate.
Okay.
So, but in all, I see more advantage to it than the disadvantage. But all I'm saying is that the federal government had to also make the economy robust. We have to have a robust economy that will make the people feel happy, feel a sense of belonging. There has to be job employment, because all these taxations are what people are going to consume, are also monies that are going to be taken away from people's salaries and extra codes and all that. So once there is a robust economy that everybody is enjoying it, Nigerians will pay. After all, we have been paying for electricity for darkness.
All right, so we move on to the next story. Ohaneze Ndigbo, Afenifere, Arewa Youths, Consultative Forum, ACF, and other ethnic groups have recommended regionalism and parliamentary system as the only way to tackle various challenges plaguing the country. The major ethnic groups under the aegis of the Rebirth Group, TRG, also say the country should be renamed United Regions of Nigeria, URN. This was stated in a communique issued at the end of a symposium in Kaduna. The symposium, titled Envisioning Nigeria's Future, Addressing the National Question, was convened by Owolabi Oladejo. According to the communique, which was jointly signed by Comrade Jari Ajayi, Mr. Olaolu Abogunloko, and Mr. D. Nweze, the groups resolved that the country should be reorganized into regions. According to the communique, the regions should be given more powers over their respective affairs. The central government is to concern itself only with issues that the federating units cannot handle. The central government should be smaller and smarter. After various speakers spoke on topics such as restructuring pathways to true federalism, economic restructuring for sustainable development and unity in diversity, building a cohesive Nigerian identity, it was unanimously agreed that the way Nigeria is presently structured and is being run is largely responsible for why the country is not working in the interest of Nigerians. At a symposium, which was the second of its kind, participants also clarified that restructuring into region is not meant to abrogate present states, but to make them form federating units to make the country to be known as United Regions of Nigeria or any other nomenclature that we find convenient. Each region is to have its own constitution and be autonomous. This is to ensure that they are in a proper position to operationalize self-determination. The restructuring must be such that the community, state, and local governments from where certain resources come should have 70% of the proceeds of the resources, while 30% goes to the center. In addition, at the forum, which was chaired by Dr. Bitrus Pogu, who was represented by Mr. Emmanuel Alamu, it was resolved that each region would be equal to the other in status and ranking. Efforts should be made to heal the wounds in the country by, for instance, setting up a Truth, Justice and Reconciliation Commission, and constitutional roles were advocated for traditional rulers in the country. The communique added. All right, so here is some group, calling for Nigeria to be renamed. Like groups like Afenifere, Ohanize, ACF, of them wants Nigeria to be renamed as URN, United, Republic of Nigeria. So I'd like to get your thoughts on this. Would you like? I'm trying to understand how the renaming of Nigeria would add to the development of the country. Though I feel like maybe they want to have, just like it is in US, where we have different, places. We have Haiti, we have California, we also have different places in US. So I think that is the same, regionalism, that's what they want, yes. So I would like to get your thoughts on that.
You see, this is laughable because many people have been calling for this this is not the first time this is resonating, but their communique is really apt. Their communique is what we expect. Their communique is a dream for all Nigerians, but will it come to reality? The answer is still hanging in the air, because those who are benefiting from the present status quo will allow it, because there is a sense to which the federal government is helping people to grow politically and to amass wealth. In Nigeria, if you don't have capacity, if you are not violent, so to say, if you are not the